expectation just because I'm coming to listen to somebody tell me what I should be. You come here, you get excited, you get activated. I break open the bread, the scriptures, and I say, look, let's look into it together. Let us reason together. Let's get the mind of Christ. What is the mind of the Lord concerning my life? Then you go back to your house. You go back to your community. You get what I'm saying? You go back to your job. And now you become a light set on a hill. That light is not just pastor. That light belongs to the body. All of us is a light. We possess a capacity to influence, because that's what light does. To make an impact on behalf of the kingdom. But religion won't allow you to, because it always makes us long for certain things that not necessarily belongs to us, and we haven't gone through the process correctly, and we haven't put in the work correctly. I don't know how many people came up to me, they're no longer here so I can say it, come up to me and they wanted to do things that I'm like, you don't even come to church on when we come together. But you want to work in the church? You know what folks gonna do? They're gonna look at me like, what is wrong with that man? I don't see them at all during the week. But they want to have a duty in the church? Come on now. Well, it got tight. It just tightened up. That's right. Folks want to do things and they don't have the qualifications for it. So there's a flip side to it. There are some abilities that need to be in place. There is a culture that's in the house. And you need to participate if you're going to be released to function in it. Amen. So I'll leave that alone because it's a little sensitive spot for you. So then we took a leap. After we talked about those five, we took a leap. And then we started systematically going down. And I could have spent a little bit more time about it, but let me just give it to you real quick. One of the points I made last week is that Satan's strategy is to keep men in ignorance. He don't want you to have knowledge. Amen? He wants us to be ignorant. Oh, I wanted to say it, but I can't say it, but I should say it.
Go ahead.
Say it.
He wants to keep us ignorant.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me just say this. The African American church. We are so excited about the emotional aspect of God that we've left off the intellectual part. There's a perfect, look, they're not antithetical to one another. There's a mergence. You can be intellectual and emotional.
Yes, sir.
You can dance and know why you're dancing.
Yes, sir.
Don't dance on cue. Because some of us dance in order. I've been in churches where Sister so-and-so would get up and break her dance every Sunday at a certain time. I went to church, people would do certain things because their mind was conditioned to do it because of ignorance. The enemy don't care if you have church.
Come on.
He'll keep you ignorant. But once you make up your mind, I'm going to be the church, then I'm going to take my pastor, my leader's word for it, and I'm going to implement, I'm going to take the blueprint, and I'm going to build constructively and congruence with what I'm hearing, line upon line, precept upon precept.
Yes, yes.
Come on.
So we have ignorance.
Yes.
I've had people tell me because of whatever, they didn't understand somebody, well, friend, I got a good friend. well, first of all, Pam Kidd messed it up. Pam Kidd messed us up. We went to over at the time Kingdom. I don't know, Elder Rudy might, I think, yeah, the leaders were with me. And she prophesied a word, said, you're sent to Barrington Hills, Arlington Heights. What you carry will not be received in the African American community. I said, the devil is a lie. We need hope too.
Yes.
I said, I'm not going to run to the hills. I knew what she was saying. You know, I didn't hear it the incorrect way because I'm still here. That was a long time ago. But I understood the brevity of what's being said. because we haven't been conditioned to be articulate and be able to navigate through scriptures. We have some great theologians that are, you know what I'm saying? I mean, T.D. Jakes, come on, let me throw a few out for you. But you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about getting into the certain aspects of our identity. It's not an art that we've cultivated or cherished, because we've had men and women in the city that we ran off. And I have a good friend, when he comes, he always reminds me, I said, man, you just told me that last year. It's going to be hard, brother, for what you carry to stay here. And I hear the cry, I hear this, I understand what he's saying. But I have a cry, a groaning in me to see Joliet changed. I do. I have a longing. We need a school. We need a school of theology. That's what I want to do. In 2022, I got so much pressure from Dr. Kawani to get it done, get it done, get it done. Then my mama always speaking, where the bucks, where the bucks? And so so I have to get free in some areas so that I can apprehend that, you know, so I can be honest to myself and respond to the passion that's in my heart. But I say that we don't need ignorance. This is the age we don't have to be ignorant. Right. Amen. We don't have to dance in advance in vain. We don't have to go through all the calisthenics. Amen. We don't have to fake it till we make it or faith it till we make it. We don't have to go through all of those things. We can actually, amen, we have a telescope. Google is a telescope, and we can see beyond, and we can see beyond and farther than we ever could see before. Amen? Amen. We have access at our fingertips that we didn't have 20 years ago. That when a leader get up and say something cockeyed and crazy, you can go right immediately, right in the moment, in the service. I know some of y'all do it. Where you get that Greek word from? Hebrew word. I ain't never heard that before. Let me check that out. So I have to, in this age, you gotta do your homework. You can't just get up here and spout something off. People are gonna say, I knew he was off. I just was waiting for him to come. He missed that syllable. But I'm here to tell you, we have the ability to do things we've never done before. So we don't have to be ignorant. We don't have to allow the enemy to keep the light out. That's why I say, if he cannot keep the light out of the world, he'll keep it out of our hearts. Yep. Yes. Where do you want to keep it out of? Your heart. He don't want light to pierce beyond the veil of darkness. He don't want your understanding to change. Right? And so what he does, he counterfeits everything that God does, so he'll keep us looking outside of ourselves. Yeah. So we're looking for stimuli, we're looking for things that appease us, so we never can trust. We don't have that security that I can hear from God myself. That I don't have to drag myself to church on Sunday. Come on. That I can get out of my car with dignity and honor. And every step I make when I come through the door, I've done my homework, I've searched it out for myself, I'm fully persuaded in what I believe. And I can come in with my head up. I don't have to come in with condemnation and guilt. I don't have to come in where the pastor's going to beat me, browbeat you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a woman beater. Come on. So what that mean? A woman beater. The body is the church. It's his bride. So I'm not going to beat you. I'm not a woman beater. Amen. I may correct you and spank you. Right. All right. The rod of correction. The Bible said the rod of correction drives out foolishness. If you got the spirit of a fool, I'm gonna go at it. The spirit of a fool. You know, because the spirit of a fool say no God. Yeah. Come on. The Bible says say no God. A fool in his heart says no God. Yeah, and that means no God I won't pray, no God I won't give, no God I won't worship, no God I won't offer my life, no God I won't respond. So sometimes you have a spirit of a fool. I did a little teaching on that some time ago. I need to get back on that one. That'll probably crack you up. We'll be all on the floor. I'll be a mess. Trust me. I'll be a hot mess. So that's what the enemy wants to do. He wants to counterfeit everything. He wants us to externalize everything. He wants us to trust our senses. Yep. That's what that spirit, that's a religious spirit where we're so relegated by our senses. the 5 that you got. But in the kingdom, it's voided. Your senses are voided. It's obsolete. It's not buffering. It's go. It's go. Amen. Now we live by only one sense. Faith.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what we live by. The just of what? All right. And we walk by faith. 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. So that's the only thing. That's our sensory perception. Is faith. In other words, you take God at His word. And the enemy don't want you to take God at His word. All right, y'all okay? So, religion, the enemy wants to keep us in darkness. And I'm here to tell you, the darkness that we think about, and I mentioned it last week, let me hurry up. Darkness is the word scotia. S-K-O-T-I-A. I didn't get... You bad girl, you go in, she's bad. Darkness, due to want of light, ignorance of divine things. Wickedness, dimness, obscurity. But it means the key is ignorance of divine things. So, if I don't know that I am divine, you can't say that. Jesus said it. As I am, so are you. 1 Corinthians 6:17, that he that is joined to the Lord is one spirit. Right? He's the big G. I'm a little G. I'm the offspring of God. I'm according to His image and likeness. Right? I know that messes everybody up when you start making statements like that. But there is a measure of divinity that's in us that don't belong to us.